Right, lads, guess what? It's your fucking lucky day. You are me for a couple of minutes. We're going to be walking, a little nature walk, okay? And before we start, I want your opinion, because I know you're intelligent and I know you, I can learn something from you as well. I want to know, what do you guys want to hear me talk about on these nature walks, okay? We're basically going to be walking through different paths, different scenic routes of this beautiful park that I've got near my house. Some of you might know it. We're going to be walking around, doing a bit of nature walking, and I'm going to be talking about certain topics. So if any of you guys have any topics you'd like to hear me talk about in particular, maybe women, maybe porn, maybe nofap, whatever, maybe meditation, maybe nearly tripped over on that Batty Boy rock. Any topic you guys would like to hear me talk about at all, whack them in the comments, man. I'd love to learn from you guys, and it can kind of open my mind to different perspectives. But this topic, I'm going to get a nice little river view here in a second, and then we'll get onto it. But this topic today is going to be about friends, social skills, conversation skills, all that kind of stuff. Conversationalist, basically. How can you make friends? Because again, I was in your position, bruv. I was in probably a worse position than you are. Look at that. I was shy, awkward, the usual. I'm not going to, bore you with my life story, but when I was younger, my biological dad was a bit of a dick. Let me just get up this hill. Man, I'm a professional, bruv. Rapid. See that? Efficient. Biological dad was a dick, abusive to me and my mum, physically, mentally, all that kind of stuff, right? Again, I'll save that for another day. It's not really a therapy lesson for me, but just a brief run over so you can understand how I've gone from who I used to be to the man that I clearly am today, with this unlimited confidence and, of course, humility, as you can tell. But, so biological dad was a dick. That caused a lot of built-up aggression and anger in me when I was a kid, so I was just getting into fights a lot when I was in high school and primary school, and yeah, just fighting all the time. That's what I enjoyed. It was satisfying, but obviously, naturally, I didn't make any fucking friends from it. So I had my small group of friends, and excuse me, fucking hell, and that was it. I wasn't very good at talking to girls, especially. I wasn't good at initiating things and getting myself out there and meeting new people. I was never good at that. So that for me kind of just it put me in this box in my mind where I kind of identified as an introvert, or I identified as somebody that was socially awkward. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just shy. That's me. That's who I am. Yeah, that's kind of the mindset I slipped into, which is very negative, by the way. If any of you guys are thinking like this, don't ever categorize yourself as something, because once you do that, you will never be able to amount to anything higher than that. So when I categorize myself as an introvert, naturally, I'm just going to stay as an introvert. So I did that, and what I did was just start playing fucking video games. Right, I started going into like a bit of a nerd phase. I mean, I was never a nerd because I never played any nerd games. I used to just dominate kids on fucking Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege, mate. I was the best. But with that aside, I went for a bit of a video game phase, and naturally then what that does is just deconditions you to normal, real social life, right? I was just sat inside socializing through the internet and the virtual world like a little incel. So, again, in terms of girls and stuff, I always got girls, but I could never make the move. I could never initiate things. I had no idea what to talk about. Could barely even hold a conversation. There was this one time, I still remember it so clear to this day. It was probably the first date that I ever went on. I think, if I remember correctly, I was around 15. And I took the ducks, bro. And I was 15. And we went to KFC. I don't even really know if you can class that as a date. But again, what did I know, right? This is why I always preach experience to you guys. Because imagine if you get to 25 and you never had any experience, and you take a girl to fucking KFC. It's like, just embarrassing, innit? So you got to go through the phase of practice and experience. It's all part of it. Just like riding a bike, right? First time you ride a bike, you're going to fall off. The first time you talk to a girl, you're going to stutter. The first time you drive a car, you might stall it. The first time you get in the bedroom, you might come quickly, right? to not be vulgar. But you get what I'm saying, okay? There's always a first hurdle you've got to go over before you start to understand what it is. We're going to start walking this way because my phone's going to die, and as I'm talking to you boys, I want to kind of be on my way back home. But yeah, there's always a first hurdle you've got to go over. So I took the girls to KFC, and I had chicken, popcorn and chips. I still remember it to this day, and it makes me fucking hungry thinking about it because I still haven't ate any food yet. This is my little morning videos that I record for you boys where I've got to earn my food. If any of you boys know about that, that's a very interesting topic. But I don't eat breakfast, I have to earn my food. And I'm starting to feel it now, brother. It's starting to kick in, especially talking about KFC and chicken, popcorn and all that. Oh my days. I feel like being a fat fucker, just gouging food right now. But yeah, so I took her on this date, and I remember at one point on the date, because again, she was making all the conversations, she was making, she was maintaining it basically. leading the conversation and stuff, leading the date pretty much, because I was so shy and awkward. I used to blush when people spoke to me. I couldn't even hold eye contact, let alone, you know, hold a conversation. So I was very just out of my depth in that sense. And she's just turned around almost frustratingly once at some point in the day, and she just said to me, can you just say something? Like, can you just talk to me? She said something like that, almost not like pissed off, but kind of like in a jokey, frustrating way, like, oh, can you just talk to me? Because I wasn't saying anything. I was just walking around, like, we were like arm in arm or whatever, but that was it. I wasn't saying anything. I didn't know what to say. Again, I was very over concerned with not embarrassing myself and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to come across as, you know, a mug, or I didn't want to make myself look awkward, so I just wouldn't say anything. It's just the natural default mindset that I kind of referred back to. Is like, right, if, you know, to save myself from embarrassment, to save myself the risk of making myself look awkward, I'm just not going to say anything. It's just so stupid. But anyway, that's how awkward I used to be, to the point where I would be on a date and just not say anything. I'd just eating my chicken popcorn. Like, bruv, what was wrong with me? How did I even get girls? I genuinely don't understand it. Maybe the black pill's right. Physical looks are the only thing that matters. Now, when you're younger, it's different. When you're young, you can just get girls literally just from being attractive. Like, you don't even need, you have no game at all, no social skills. But as you get older, you're gonna need that shit. Anyway, that's what I'm here to save you for, right? I started to realise that, you know what, the only way I'm gonna make friends, the only way I'm gonna get girls, the only way I'm ever gonna be socially happy, I guess, and have the social life that I want, is by practicing. Like I said before, like with anything in life, you've got to practice in order to get good at it. You can't just expect one day to just magically be good when your entire life you've been playing video games like an incel. It's like, you've got to get out there into the real world like I am every single day in these beautiful fucking videos, and you've just got to talk to people. How else are you going to learn? You know, and that really is as simple as that. What I started to do was realise, okay, that is a weakness of mine, social skills, talking to people, conversations. So naturally what I want to do is just work on it. Every single day I want to work on it. I'm going to say hello to everybody that I walk past, or good morning, or you're right, mate, or whatever, to everyone that I walk past. I'm going to naturally just start working that social muscle, start training that social muscle. And just like anything in life, your body and mind adapt to things. So if you start conditioning yourself to being around people, you start conditioning yourself to being social, then naturally you'll find that it becomes second nature. It becomes a habit, it becomes normal to you. Socializing for me now, talking to girls, meeting new friends, you know, just holding a conversation and speaking to people, having a laugh, being jokey, being witty, being funny, having banter. All of this kind of stuff is so flirting. It's so easy for me now, and I'm not saying this to boast. I'm actually saying it in kind of like an inspiring way, that I never used to be this guy. Bruv, I used to be the complete opposite. Where's the sun? It's hiding. It's coming out slowly. The complete opposite, right? I used to be the guy that was just, again, sat in the fucking corner in school because I was nervous that the teacher might call my name out, and then people would look at me and then I'd blush and get shy and, oh, I don't want attention on me. That was me. That was who I used to be, right? But now I'm the kind of guy that, if I walk into the gym, and half of the gym session is spent socialising because I know everyone in there. So now, naturally for me, when I go to the gym, I walk in, dap up the fucking staff members, say hello to all my boys in there, say hello to some of the girls. Like, that's how it is now. It's normal. It's not something, because back in the day when I used to do that, it was something that was like, this feat of endurance that I've got to learn. I want to go down this hill, so I'm going backwards. This feat of endurance that I've got to learn how to do. Like, oh my God, socialize, it's so hard. Like, it would make me feel uneasy in my stomach. It would genuinely trigger some sort of emotional reaction in me, just speaking to another human being, bruv. How fucked up is that? But now, it's normal. And that should inspire you. Now I walk into the gym and I know everyone. I pretty much know everyone in my city. I take girls on a date in a restaurant. I know the manager there. I'll shake his hand. I'll say hello. It's good to see you again. You know, I'm that guy now that just everybody knows, and I know everyone. And it's really, really, really nice. And I'm saying this to inspire you, not to big myself up or to sound arrogant or to say, hey, look at me, I'm that guy. I want this to inspire you that even if you are a shy little virgin, nerd, whatever you want to call yourself, I used to be worse than you. Right? And even if I wasn't, so fucking what? The possibility is still there. All that you need is hope. Now I walk into the gym, and again, this has all gone through, you know, trial and error, conditioning myself, slowly pushing myself out my comfort zone. I still remember now, when I started this journey, I read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. A book on basically public speaking, social skills, fucking wind. So I read that book and I started to learn some of the human psychology techniques and, you know, how to maintain a conversation, what to talk about and all that kind of stuff. And then naturally I just actioned it. And you learn more from experience from books, that's definitely for sure. So you're going to learn more from just getting out there and learning from your mistakes. So I got myself little part-time jobs. I worked so many different jobs: trampoline parks, zip line operators, bar jobs, pub jobs, nightclub jobs, like everything, bro. I just used to do charity fundraising. I used to do so many different jobs. And naturally, from being around people, from pushing my boundaries and getting myself out there around other people, I just naturally learn how to speak to people. I naturally learn how to flirt. I naturally learn how to banter and have a laugh and enjoy myself and, you know, maintain a conversation without being awkward, without having weird silences of like, oh, I don't really know what to say now, and then walking away. Like, you know, you just learn this stuff through practice, and it really is as simple as that. I'm not going to give you some special tips or anything. I've made videos on social skills before, you can find them, but it really is just a case of, right, where do my weaknesses lie? What makes me feel uneasy? What makes me feel uncomfortable? What kind of scares me a little bit? And then just going towards that. If right now, if you're walking down this path as me and people were walking past, and for you to look at them in the eyes when they're walking past this path right now and say, hi mate, you all right? Or good morning, how you guys doing today? Okay? Anything, bro, anything that works for you, do your own thing, right? Be a chameleon, be adaptable, etc. But if that makes you feel scared, that's exactly where you need to start. That is the starting point for you. That's where I started. That used to scare me. Making eye contact with somebody, even without even saying anything, just looking at someone else used to make me feel uncomfortable because I was that shy. I was that shy and awkward. But now I'm the kind of guy that, bro, that's fucking easy. I'm making YouTube videos to thousands of people in the open, talking loud so people can hear me. I'm not afraid of attention anymore. I'm not afraid of people looking at me. I'm not afraid of having a conversation and talking to another human being, because I realised, number one, no one else actually cares as much as you think they do. That's number one. Number two, you're probably actually you're better equipped than you actually think you are. You're probably better at socialising than you think you are if you actually just committed to it. Hello, buddy. If you actually committed to it. And yeah, number three is just enjoy it. Just enjoy it with presence. You know, I walk out here now and I just fucking enjoy. Look at the ducks, bro. I just enjoy it. I enjoy socialising. It makes me happy. It makes me feel, you know, good. It makes me feel like, you know what? And sometimes I have to take a step back to remind myself how far I've actually come. Because believe me, I used to be so shy, painfully shy. I could not do what I'm doing today, talking to thousands of people on the fucking... Couldn't do that shit. No chance. You know, and now I'm the kind of guy that just walks everywhere that I go. I know everybody. And again, I'm not saying this to boast. It's just nice. It just genuinely is nice to be socially connected in your city. But again, let's just reiterate, let's summarise here before I end this beautiful nature walk. Look at the ducks. You've got to start somewhere. Wherever your weaknesses lie, wherever makes you feel uncomfortable or fearful, that is where you've got to start. That's what you've got to start on, and that's what you've got to work on. If that is for you saying hello to people, if that is actually holding a conversation like, oh, what do I say, all that kind of stuff, be just genuinely interested in the other person. Stop thinking about what you're going to say and think about what do I want to know about this person. If I was to meet somebody here right now, what do I want to know about them? What do I want to uncover about this person? How does he see the world? You know, do we have anything in common that we can laugh about and banter about or, you know, talk about? Be interested in the other person, be present and enjoy yourself. Take the pressure off of yourself, stop thinking about you all the time, and be genuinely interested in that other person. That will naturally, if you are present and you're enjoying yourself and you're interested in them, naturally conversation starters will just flow to you. You'll naturally just start to think, let's talk about this, or I want to know more about that, or yeah, I did this before, so let's talk about that. And again, life experience is a big one as well. If you don't do anything all day, if you just sit inside like a fucking incel on social media all day, what the fuck do you have to talk about? You're probably boring. Your energy's low. When you talk, you're talking this kind of like, yeah, hiya mate, you alright? Monotone, boring voice. Have a bit of fucking energy about you, right? Walk with a bit of energy. Stop walking around like you're scared of the world. Embrace it. And when you start doing that and you start getting yourself out in the world, getting different jobs, meeting new people, going to different places, trying new things you've never done before, once you start doing that, bro, then you're going to start to realise, oh, you know what? I've got some shit to talk about. Let me go up this hill. I've got some shit to talk about. Naturally, it just flows to you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not some... Hello, mate. It's not some crazy... Again, like I said before, feat of endurance you have to learn to master at the start. This is just normal. This is just what it is. And it's such a better way of living, I promise you right now. But you've got to start somewhere. You've got to get yourself out there. And again, just enjoy it. Enjoy the process of it. It's like with anything, bro. It's like with starting to learn to talk to girls. Enjoy it. If you're sat there putting stress on yourself, like, I've got to learn how to do this. I've got to be good at it. If I stutter, my life's over. It's not that deep. It really isn't. A lot of embarrassing stories I could tell you. Fuck me. And now I'm just confident as fuck. It doesn't mean anything to me. You know, even now when people say to me, oh yeah, but you're really confident and I don't really, like, people kind of just throw it into conversation sometimes. And it takes me back. I'm like, yeah, but I never used to be. It's weird. Because people will call me confident as if I've always been confident. So even I stutter. Even I stutter and fuck up. Bro, it's normal. Just enjoy it. Embrace it with confidence. Have a laugh at yourself. Laugh at the world. Don't take life too seriously. And you got to work the social muscle. So get out there, start practicing, start speaking to people, start saying hello to people. Okay, and just don't take that shit too seriously. And you'll be fine. Hey mate, you alright? Excuse me. See? Fucking easy. Beautiful views. Fair play to him, he's running. Good lad. And that's it. Easy as that. That's all you got to do every single day. If you do that, if you say, hiya mate, you're right, to fucking 500 people every single day, guess what, mate? Your social skills are going to naturally improve. You're going to start naturally just getting into more conversations. Yeah, you're going to fuck up. Yeah, you're going to have awkward moments. Yeah, you're going to embarrass yourself. Yes, you're going to stutter. It's part of it. Just like riding a bike, you're going to fall off, right? It's part of the learning process. You learn through failure. You learn through negative feedback. So you've got to embrace the moments where you stand there and you're having a conversation with someone face to face and you don't know what to say and it's awkward. And you guys are kind of just looking around like, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to go now. Like, you have to embrace that because that's how you learn. How could I have carried the conversation on there? What could I have spoke about there to keep the conversation going? Was I in my head or was I present actually enjoying it? You know, learn. That's how you think. That's how you contemplate through failure. So embrace those moments and get out there and start socializing, bro. That really is it. I'm not going to make some like complicated, in-depth video for you. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep burping. You've just got to get out and fucking practice. A lot of you guys are just scared to death, just standing in corners. Bro, you can be scared and you can say, yeah, but I'm nervous. And you can just accept it like a little bitch and just not do anything about it and have fun being unsociable forever. Have fun having no friends and no women in your life. Or you can just man the fuck up, embrace the fear, use it as energy, use it as fuel, see it as a positive, see it as your body getting itself ready, and get out there and just go and fucking talk to them. What's the worst that could happen? Worst that could happen is you say something that's embarrassing and you make yourself feel like a bit of a mug. Okay? You get laughed at. It's awkward. You don't really know what to talk about. You go and say hello, you go and introduce yourself to that girl, and then you have no conversations to talk about. You don't really know what to say. That's the worst that could happen, isn't it? So what? Okay. Yeah, sorry, it's just one of them days, you know what I mean? Laugh it off, play it off, be confident about it, laugh at yourself even if you have to, like, oh, fucking hell, I can't even get my words out. Whatever it is, and then just crack on. Simple as that. Right, look at that view. Looks like it's going to rain. But it's really not as deep as you think it is. Laugh it off. The worst that can happen is you get laughed at or you make it a bit awkward. If you're acting in a confident way, if you own it with confidence, it's not really going to do any damage to you. You can just walk it off and crack on. You might be thinking about it for a couple of days, like, oh, that was awkward, that was cringe. Other than that, you're good, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this nature walk. It's getting quite busy over there, so it's time to, you know what, socialise. Let's go. I'll see you in a bit, lad. Look after yourself. The coaching is down below if you want to learn more from me or if you want to learn more about any topics in a more in-depth kind of way, because again on YouTube I speak in a very generic way to fit for all audience types, but if you'd like to learn on a more personal basis, that is what the coaching is there for. I can come and help you with anything you are struggling with in the description below. See you soon, lad. Look after yourself. Bye.